The Venice Biennale is the single greatest contemporary art event in the world. Now in its 115th year, it is where artists, curators, museum professionals, dealers, collectors, the press and the general public converge. But Africa and African artists have been underrepresented in Venice. This year, for the first time ever, the National Gallery of Zimbabwe, in partnership with the British Council, presented a national pavilion at the Biennale.
The Venice Biennale has been very, very controversial in terms of the representation of Africa. So the presence of us and other African countries is really a very big statement by the Venice Biennale organizers that new countries are coming and are rising. It's a big surprise to a number of visitors who are coming to the Biennale. The four artists, we've got Dondo in photography, we have got Misheck Masamvu, who is a painter, and Tapfuma Gutsa, installation art, and then we've got Bickle, video art. The statements which these people are bringing to the Venice Biennale audience is something which is really, really powerful, and the Zimbabwean story is actually being told, and the theme of the exhibition is seeing ourselves.
I think the wonderful thing about art is that you don't need to say anything. You can communicate through art. And I think what it does, the exhibition I've seen, is communicate that we have a very vibrant art scene in Zimbabwe, and it needs to be nurtured, it needs to be shown to the rest of the world, and we have something to give to the rest of the world.
The opening of the exhibition was attended by curators from important international institutions, including the Hayward Gallery, the Smithsonian, and the Tate, and many other significant visitors.
Yesterday when we opened, we had more than 500 people walking into the pavilion, so this is really a great opportunity for us to be able to tell our own story. We are just competing at par, I would say.
Discussions are currently in place to tour the exhibition to venues in the UK and Europe. 1,500 catalogues of the artist's work and reflective essays of art in Zimbabwe have been published and distributed in Venice, Zimbabwe, and beyond. To date, the Zimbabwe Pavilion has welcomed over 20,000 visitors.
I think it's a really important step for Africa to have Zimbabwe here, because Zimbabwe has been isolated for years, and it's the Venice Biennale is a very important platform globally.
I think this one is very interesting, with a lot of color and a lot of energy and a lot of life and beautiful. I think it's wonderful.
A lot of visitors have been really responding well with the whole exhibition, I would say, because they are saying it's a very different, it's really straight to the point.
This is like a global space where your whatever you do is evaluated as perhaps historically as a contribution.